Hey guys, so you may have heard how to train ChatGPT, or you may have heard or seen that it's important to train ChatGPT, and you can do this with some other AI tools as well, some similar AI tools. ChatGPT just happens to be my favorite and a lot of other people's favorite, and really the most used, at least at the time of this recording. I suppose that could change, but it is the most used generative AI out there. And so when we talk about training ChatGPT to sound like you, to take on your style, what we're talking about is basically instructing ChatGPT. That's how you train it. And often this happens over time. This may not happen immediately, but there are things you can do from the beginning to help speed up that process, to really teach ChatGPT who you are, what you're about, the way you want it to sound, so that it sounds and it produces results that are more like you, that will be more authentic to you, to your brand, to your business, if you're using it for business. So couple of ways to do that. The first way to do that, and again, this can be done from the very beginning. This can also be done whether you have the free or paid version. Now, just full disclosure, currently I do have ChatGPT Plus, which is the paid version. So there are some differences between the two, but what I'm sharing with you, you can do with the free version. I have not always had the paid version. I had the free version for a long time. So I'm not telling you anything that you cannot do with the free version. So the first thing would be to find your custom instructions. And if you see here, I am here at the bottom where it has my name. And notice it says plus, that's for ChatGPT Plus. And sometimes I refer to ChatGPT as Chatty or Chatty Patty. So just so you know that, that's the nickname. So I'm going to click here and notice this second option is customize ChatGPT. Customize ChatGPT. So that's what you want to choose. And this is where you find all these questions. Well, and I shouldn't say all, like there's a ton of questions. There's probably 5 or 6 questions. But these are all questions you can fill in, and I strongly encourage you to do so, beginning with even what you want Chatty Patty to call you. And notice, I put in Mrs. T or Swag Strategist. Most of the time, it calls me Mrs. T. Sometimes it'll do the Swag Strategist, but I guess because the Mrs. T was first, that's how it usually refers to me as. Sometimes it's referred to me as Lady T, which I just think is kind of funny. But I tell you, ChatGPT talks to me like a homegirl at this point. I mean, we are like homegirls. So then it asks, what do you do? Pretty simple and clear cut. Tell it what you do. If you have a business, you want to explain the business. You also want to tell it though specifically what you do. So y'all who own businesses, don't just be putting in here founder, owner. Okay, Chatty needs to know a founder or owner of what? What exactly do you do? What is your role? Are you an accountant? Are you a coach? Are you a photographer? Are you project manager? Are you like me? You're a brand strategist, a digital brand strategist, a speaker, an AI consultant. Whatever roles you take on, and not even just role. Let me clarify that. Not necessarily roles, but what functions, what actions do you take just, every day in your profession? So you need to share that here. And what do you do? And again, you want to be as specific as you can. And you can come back and update this. If things change, you come back, you update this information. What traits should ChatGPT have? So it's asking you, this is where you can really get into how you want it to behave. Do you want it to have a sense of humor? Do you want it to speak very human-like and engaging and clear? That's where you put these type of instructions. Notice I put it's okay for ChatGPT to have opinions. And honey, believe me, it has opinions, okay? But usually the opinions they're really good. And a lot of times they align with my own opinions. So that is something that you can do, information that you can add. Notice I put an empathetic tone is good, as well as being inclusive. Those are things important to me and important to my brand. So any communication I'm getting from ChatGPT, I want it to reflect that. If I have it write an email, if I have it write some type of sales copy, if I have it write a landing page, social media post, whatever it is, I want it to reflect these traits. So this is where you're going to put all that information, and then anything else ChatGPT should know about you can put it there. I took a lot of this information from my bio. Yeah, took some of this information straight from my bio. And then there may be some other things that you wanted to know, whether it's personally or professionally. But just think about what's most important about you, about your brand, about your product or service. And this is where you want to add that information. And then when you are done, you're going to click save. Mine is disabled now because I've already done it, and I haven't actually made any changes. Now, if, for example, let's say I'm just going to show you, as well as see, as soon as I started typing, then the save button became accessible again. Okay, so whenever you make changes, if you want to make changes, you can do so. Just remember you need to save it. So I didn't actually make, or I'm not actually making any changes. So I'm just going to cancel out of this. But again, just keep in mind, you do need to save this to make sure it saves. So that's one way. Another way is in giving it prompts. And this area here, this is for prompts, all right? And it's saying ask anything. So this is a mistake a lot of people make with Chatty. They're not specific enough. It's not enough just to say, write me a business email that is engaging. I mean, that's better than just saying write me a business email, but that's still not really specific. You need to tell it, write me a business email that is going to my boss, and then you need to say what it's about and yada yada yada. Or if you wanted to create a social media post, create an engaging social media post that I can use to sell blank on blank. Let it know whether it's Instagram, let it know whether it's TikTok, let it know whether it's LinkedIn, because these things matter. So you want to be as specific as possible. And you can also upload information. This is another way to really help ChatGPT take on your voice. So notice this plus sign here. You can use that to upload documents, upload video or audio, and provided it's short enough, because if it's a long video or a long audio, you probably don't have the bandwidth to upload the whole thing. In that case, you could include the link, include the URL. You could say something like, give me some ideas for a YouTube video based on this video, and then you reference that video with the link. You could also you can also upload your own content that you have produced. I want you to, this could be a prompt in ChatGPT. I want you to create a um, 5-part email sequence based on this email that I wrote last month to my email list. And then you could upload the email, or either you could copy and paste that email right here in this prompt. So these are additional ways that you can really train this tool to start thinking like you, acting like you, producing the results like you. Okay. So there you go. That is the Those are really the best ways. And I'm telling you what I know. This is what I've done. It's not just what I've read about or what, I've heard from people. I have done this with Chatty myself, and I can assure you it absolutely works. All right. So until next time.